Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And the Ace of Cups in your life, you are someone with a wide open heart chakra right now. I think that you feel that this a love is blossoming in your life, okay? Something is really blooming inside of you, and it might just be this universal love and compassion. Maybe there is a relationship or something that you've just started, okay? But you're somebody who kind of trusts your feelings, right? You're very aware that this feels right. It feels that there is an alignment here, okay? This is something that makes us feel as if we've gotten into connection with Source. This is the source of all love, right? And this is, in a way, it's an inspiration. You know, when we feel inspired, our love can't help but radiate out from us to the rest of the world. You know, so I feel like you're probably experiencing an increase in your mood, like everywhere. Like you just strangers on the street, you can't help but smile, and I think you're beaming, right? You are beaming with light right now. Let's see where this is going. I feel that this is the beginning of a new, it could be a new relationship, a new path, perhaps. Okay, got a 3 of Wands, the virtue, right? We have the Princess of Wands. We've got the High Priestess, that intuition. We've got a 5 of Swords, some doubt. And we've got a 9 of Pentacles, some gain. Okay, this is fantastic. This is going to be the biggest win of your life. This is amazing. Your heart's in the right place. Your will, you know the right thing. You know, look, it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be so worth it. You recognize the doubts that we have as a natural course of things, right? You have this excitement about you. You trust your intuition, and you're looking forward to all of the benefits of this path, right? Whatever it might be. This could be romantic, but it could be a business thing. It could be a vocation. It could be an art thing. It could be a friendship, a family thing. It could be a career, a job, a vocation. Like, it could be anything. This could be the stamp collection, right? But it's something that is making you feel like, I want this more than anything in the world. And it feels as if it is in alignment with the universe. And I think that you're probably experiencing a lot more of that alignment. A lot more things seem to be going your way, right? When your heart is open and radiating out those good vibes and all of that love, it's going to be coming back to you big time, you know? Let's put the rest of our cards out on the table. There's the Empress. You're creating your best life. We have a Knight of Wands, we have the Hermit, and we have the Magician. You are that magician, okay? You are standing in between worlds. You are standing at the intersection of heaven and earth, and you're the one that is transmitting that divine energy out to the material world, and you're making things happen. You're causing positive changes. You're the one that is bringing about all of this good fortune in your life. Okay, because you have that connection with Spirit, because you have this, you've received this inspiration, this light from your true self, from your star. Okay, this is very good. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Kelly Kapoor right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. Now, let's look around the room. We've got some major arcana. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Of course, the intuition, your ability to care for something, okay, to put in the work, put in the effort. This is an energy that gives, and gives, because it's getting back. It's a dynamic energy. And the Hermit in the energy of what we don't want, or the position of what we don't want. We don't want to withdraw. We don't want to disengage. We want to be part of all this life and all this beauty. I think the Hermit does not want to listen to the Five of Swords, which is saying, let's not do it. I mean, this is all the doubt, right? And the Hermit is not engaging in this process. So I feel like we don't want to turn our back on this opportunity. We're going forward with this. And of course, we have our Magician, the one who creates, right? The one who does the magic, the one who causes change and conformity with will. Well, in order to be a magician, you have to know what to will. And this is what we have here. So we've got fire, fire, fire. The water is right in the middle of this thing. So whatever this is, it really is it's going to flood your life with love and abundance and gratitude and compassion, empathy, with a sense of community, with pleasure, with joy, abundance, delight. All of those things, right, come from that Ace of Cups. So you've got a little bit of air, which is, that's what we're dealing with here, but we're also dealing with some earth energy. So I feel like this is something that, in a very practical way, we're putting in motion. Because you have the Ace and the 3 here, these are so close to source. The Aces might as well be the divine energy itself, right? So I feel like your heart is being opened by spirit right now towards something or someone, a path, a person, a place, a thing, whatever it could be. Okay. And the 3 of Wands is you understanding like how to direct your attention to something. Okay. And because you have an Ace, I think that you know what you want to direct your attention toward. And that kind of concentration or that kind of focus requires that we, what is focus? What is attention, right? We're saying no to everything else except for that, right? So something is opening up your heart in this way, and I think it's going to cause massive changes in your entire life. And I think that we realize that we're going to have to do this, whether we want to or not, whether we have doubts or not. We have to do this because this is the only thing that really feels right. Okay. And the 3, of course, 3 of Wands is virtue, doing the right thing even when we have doubts, even when we're not sure of the outcome, even when it's not guaranteed, even when it's a risk, even when it may be challenging at times. Okay. I think this is really good. Now, up and above and below here, you've got some challenges, right? Because especially the 5 of Swords, this is all the doubts. These are all the things that when we really feel we want to do, so we get our hopes up, our heart chakras activated, we're going in that direction. There's always going to be something in your mind that says, well, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I'm not deserving of it. Maybe I'm not worth it. Maybe it's not going to go anywhere. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't listen to my heart here, something in us, and we all do this. It's a complex, right? It's an aspect of our unconscious that is trying to protect us. It was formed long ago in childhood or whatever, and it's trying to keep us from getting hurt. It's kind of saying, no, don't open your heart because that might let some bad stuff in. Don't open your heart. Don't get to know anybody. Don't put yourself out there. Don't try to do that thing. Don't get your heart attached to something. It's like, I feel like we have our heart set on it, right? And there's that part of our mind that says, I shouldn't get my heart set on anything because my heart could break, because this could fail, because, it's not going to last forever. right? So we're trying to prevent ourselves from getting hurt by never doing the thing anyway. How do you avoid getting into a car collision? Don't drive a car. How do you avoid getting your heart broken? Don't love anything, right? And it's a self-defense kind of mechanism, okay? So we're having to ask, like, what's the version of me that is trying to block my new reality, right? What are those obstacles that I have to overcome? Okay, it thinks, our mind thinks it's protecting our heart. Okay, so this is the heart that, your heart's set on it, but your mind is saying, well, can we just maybe not do it? Because you're going to, there's a good chance you can get hurt. And I think the heart is saying, no, the intuition has confirmed that this is absolutely right. And this is your ability, this is your will that's able to kind of override heart and mind and make the executive decision. The problem with the Princess of Wands is that it does not like focused attention. It's sometimes difficult, and maybe the mind is sort of playing, in allegiance with the princess a little bit, with that part of us that finds it difficult to sort of commit to one thing, difficult to focus on one thing. Because whatever this is, whether it's a career, a job, a person, a relationship, an art kind of thing, an expression, whatever it is, whatever path, there will come a time where we'll start to feel restless, where part of our energy will feel drawn to other things. Attention is we're never able to focus our attention 100% on anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. There's part of you that will be starting to think about other things, you're starting to get a little antsy to go do something else, okay? 100% focus is like, I'm doing this one thing 24 hours a day. Not eating, not sleeping, not doing anything else. Just this, right? That's an extreme example. So the thing with the Three of Wands is that it gives us a little bit of flexibility, gives us a little bit of degree of tolerance. We realize that it's impossible to focus on one thing, for longer than a few minutes. Your mind will wander, your energy will wander a little bit with the Princess of Wands, yeah. But we're doing our very best because our heart is set on this, So we're going to be aware of this, and we're going to do our best to kind of mitigate some of that so that we can get forward into the real growth and the real progress. You focus on something enough that you really start seeing the gains. We could be talking about health goals. We could be talking about fitness or even financial stuff. We could be talking about a relationship, something that you love above everything else, right? We're going to make a lot of progress in the creation, right? The strengthening of that aspect of your life, okay? And that's the progress of the Nine of Pentacles. It's the visible sign of progress. The more I focus on something, the more I advance on that path. Okay, so this is like we're traveling a pretty long distance here with this, and the more effort we put into it, of course, the more progress we'll make. Yeah, and you see the obstacles that are going to they're always going to be there to sort of, to start to interfere a little bit, right? This is you enjoying the abundance of it. This is you like you had your heart set on something, and here you are materializing it, manifesting it, and you're allowing yourself to feel the joy and abundance of that. Okay. In the background, we've got the High Priestess. I think that you have you didn't always know kind of what your heart wanted. Right? I don't think that you've always had such a clear perception of your deepest soul desire, right? We didn't always have this purity of intention. So the High Priestess, I think, was a period of time where we were trying to figure out what I really wanted in my life. What was the life? What do I really care about above everything? Like, what do I want? You know? And I think that we've been asking that question, and I think in a way we sort of, we're allowing Spirit to guide us toward that thing. Yeah. We're trusting in that wisdom within, trusting in our own kind of spiritual guide, right? To show us where to show us what we want ultimately, like what we do care about enough. This is an energy that kind of like tries to lead you into yourself more. Okay, showing you the way. Now, the High Priestess, what do I say about the High Priestess? She always shows you the way, always is showing you how to get to the Empress, right? Card number 2, card number 3. She's always trying to show you how to get to your Empress life, your Big Rock Candy Mountain. This feeling, this is your general energy of abundance, feeling like I'm in love with life and I'm doing the thing I love more than anything, and I'm materializing that because I love it. That's the first step, knowing what it is that makes you feel that way, and then putting in the work to materialize it. Okay, so I feel like the High Priestess has led you. Your own intuition, your own spiritual light has led you here. Okay, has led you here to where you know what this is. You know what your deepest soul desire is, and you are putting in the work, trying to stay focused and engaged and motivated to continue going on this horizontal path and continue materializing this thing, okay? Of course, to do that, we have to go through the self-doubt, that internal dialogue that sometimes will try to sabotage us, and we have to go through this kind of restless thing. And maybe when we start to feel too much of the Princess of Wands, it's like when we're sitting down and we're studying, there comes a point where you're just so restless that you're not able to really focus. And it's kind of like we know when we got to take a break. We know when we have to step away from it and go do something else. Okay? And then come back to it. So it's not like we have to stay at the computer 24 hours a day, or like to, if it's a relationship, that we have to be with that person or focus on that person or think about that person 24 hours a day. Right? That sometimes our souls get a little restless. We got to go do other things. We want to have a well-rounded life, and it doesn't mean that we are abandoning the commitment. Okay, it just means that we're stretching. We're loosening up. We got stiff sitting in the chair. We need to go replenish our energy, and that way we can continue to make the progress. Maybe this is a work thing. Maybe this is a creative thing for you. Okay. I feel like there was a persistent thing for you. It was like a little ache or something that something in your life was saying there's more. It's like you just had this whisper that was saying there's more out there. And it may be a creative project. It may be that relationship. It may be even travel, right? Something has kind of been nudging you. Yeah. And I think we're on that path. This is really, really nice. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The readings are totally free. The Empress is your general energy, and this is kind of like saying, this over here, the path of the dove is your baby. And this is you as the caregiver for that baby, that you have to take care of this thing. Maybe we're talking about an actual baby. Maybe not. But this is, it feels like you're manifesting this, you're creating this, you're giving this thing a life, whatever it is. And it's your responsibility to do what's necessary. You're gonna bleed, sweat, and cry for this thing because you care about it, because it means more. It's like number one, right? Ace of Cups, number one priority in your life. Okay, I feel like you're stepping into your highest calling right now. Okay, and I think that we have the Five of Swords to sort of protect our energy, and I think that with these two, it's kind of telling us when we might need to just kind of take a break. Even, the most devoted parent, right, needs a little bit of rest. You gotta sleep a little bit. You gotta have some other things to do once in a while, just to keep yourself, kind of going. But our Empress is willing to give and give and give so that this thing can grow. That's what the Empress energy is all about, right? Nurturing and feeding something so that it can grow. It's the garden, it's the family, it's the career, it's the bank account, it's the art, it's the life itself. That you are the caregiver to your own life. And you know that it's a responsibility. You know that you have to keep providing for it, investing in it, giving, giving, giving. Okay? And you're getting out of it, well, whatever is appropriate in your situation, right? If it's an investment, of course, you're going to see a return on that investment. If it's a garden, you're putting in all the work for the garden. You get to witness it grow, and you get to have the fruit or the beauty or the flowers or whatever from that, from that garden. I feel like this is something that is improving the quality of your life in every dimension. Okay? This one thing that you're focusing on is sort of improving everything else. This doesn't mean that this is your entire life. Maybe this is your passion. Maybe you still got the job too, right? But this is going to make your experience of the job even better. This is going to make your relationships with other people even better. Because you have this thing in your life that means so much to you, and you're putting in the effort to make it work and make it grow. I think that it's improving your disposition, your attitude, your mood, right, in every other area of life. Okay. In your environment, you have your Knight of Wands. And sometimes the Knight of Wands is a little bit of ego. It's kind of a performance, a performance happiness, right? Is that we are, we're almost overzealous a little bit, right? But I think that this is at least energy that's going in the direction of this thing. Now, when it first happens, you're going to feel a huge leap of inspiration, motivation, right? And thing about the Knight of Wands, it is motivation. And that first jump of motivation is usually a really big jump. But then it's like a bouncing ball. It's sort of like it loses energy as it goes, right? Which is different than the Princess of Wands, because this is motivation too, but it's kind of like, it's just random jumping. It's like one of those little rubber balls that just it just bounces kind of everywhere randomly. You can't predict where it's going. This is a huge leap in one direction, but then it starts to fizzle out over time. And this, I think, is something that we have to keep in mind. That's the way motivation works. We're not just doing this only when we feel motivated to. Okay? Because then it's kind of like, well, I'm kind of bored, or I'm having a bad day, or the progress is slow, or it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel all that good today, so I'm going to quit. I'm going to abandon it. I'm going to break up with them, or I'm going to stop painting the picture. I'm going to stop writing the book, and I'm just going to go do something else. So we have to be aware of that. We have to be careful of that, the idea of motivation. We're not only going to do this when we feel all this fire, when we just feel fired up about it. That's when I'm going to do it, right? Because then it becomes a whole surge of energy really, really quickly, but then it dies out, and then it's over rather soon, right? So the Three of Wands is how we're able to stay committed to something even when we don't feel that big surge of motivation, like right at the beginning of a project. It feels so good, and we're filled with this enthusiastic energy. The Three of Wands is saying we have to stay consistent, and we have to keep doing this even when we don't feel that enthusiasm. Even on those days where we don't want to do it. We're not interested. Okay? Because of the deep love that you have for this thing, that you're recognizing how your energy is going to have to be sort of regulated, right, in order to continue making the progress, because your enthusiasm isn't going to last forever. And maybe the Princess of Wands is going to go and do some other things too, just to sort of, take a little break and come back, and we'll have a big surge of enthusiasm again. Now, the Hermit is in the position of what you don't want. And I think the Hermit is just kind of turning its back on this deep love. Okay. The deep love is what is enabling you to use this method to go forward, right? And so it's the underlying fuel for this fire to get to the goals and to experience this abundance and to materialize and manifest the goals here, whatever they are. The Hermit is kind of saying, nah. The Hermit is turning away from this and going a different way. In this case, it feels like we don't want that. We don't want to come to that point where we just abandon the path and we give up on this thing. Okay. Maybe we're more familiar with this energy than we realize. Maybe we have a bit of a history of kind of, I don't know, denying ourselves the love that we really feel, or kind of in a way being scared of that. Because again, it's connecting us with our Five of Swords. That the inner critic, the inner critic might say, nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth following this path. It's just better to go our own way and deny ourselves that kind of this love. Yeah. So I feel like we're trying to resist that sort of negative energy, I guess, that's within us, that is in some ways scared of success, in some ways is kind of scared of loving something so much because, what if it fails? What if you put all of your heart into a relationship and it doesn't work out after a few days, few months, few years, whatever? Then what, right? And that's the Five of Swords saying, you know what, how are you going to handle it if this doesn't work? Are you going to be okay if it doesn't work? And maybe the Hermit is kind of saying, yeah, you know what, if by chance it doesn't work out, or it takes a wrong turn somewhere, or something breaks down in this system, I'm still going to be okay. Okay? Because maybe the Hermit is realizing that there's an inner strength here, that it's the strength that allows us to follow what we love, to follow our heart. It takes real courage to do that, It takes a real inner strength to do what you love, to follow that path that has heart. Because of because of a lot of things. Because of the fear of the unknown, because of criticism inside and outside, because of that fear of failure. What if it doesn't work out? I'm putting all of my energy into this thing, and what if it doesn't really go anywhere? What if it doesn't succeed in the way I want it to? Right? So we really need to search to be introspective, to look inside and make sure that, in the worst case scenario, are we still going to be okay? Okay. Now, the Magician is that interface with the world. I think the Magician is us going out there and engaging and making it happen. This is the card. This is the master of the art and science of manifestation. I think all of this is you getting ready to be the Magician. This is you getting ready to materialize and manifest your dream life here. Yeah, I think this Ace is the beginning of a new chapter for you. Now, Magician is ready to be that clear channel, that conduit of the divine energy, of this divine Ace of Cups, right? Flowing through you. It's something that you've been inspired. It's something that has awakened your heart. And the Magician is trying to allow that current of energy to flow straight to the material world. And we're trying to get past some of our resistance in order to make this happen. You are the Magician. Right? You are the Magician. And I think with the Five of Swords, the Magician has to always be paying attention to what's going on inside, so that we can continually work to untangle the knots and to address issues and doubts and resistance that we have internally, so that we can always be a clear channel, right? We can always be that conduit for the divine energy. So it takes consistent paying attention to ourselves to know where we might be slowing things down, delaying things, denying things, declining to be the magician. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. I want this to be an unfoldment of the water energy. I want a 6, a 9, a 10 of cups. I want to see that the ace is flowing, doing its job, like all the water is coming out of that ace of cups, right? The ace of cups is the source of everything. It's sort of it's the source of all rivers, right? It branches out into so many different things and has a positive influence in every area of our life. I'd love to see a 9 of cups here. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. The Ace of Pentacles, okay, that works for me, because this is showing water to earth, right? That we're feeling that inspiration, that energy coming from source, and we're taking the first step in the material plane. This is what the magician does, okay? The magician is right in the middle, taking that inspiration from above and channeling it down to the material world, where it's actually resulting in a concrete step being taken, that we're beginning that path, and that's going to lead to abundance and success and this Empress energy, right? All of this is going to lead to this, and this is that you're in the middle here. You're the one that has to take that Ace of Cups and turn it into an Ace of Pentacles, turn it into an actual, like, behavior, movement, the step on the path. I think that's wonderful. I think the Ace of Pentacles is perfect. I think it's something really significant is beginning for you. And we're trying to keep in mind all of the various aspects of it, the challenges that might be in front of us, and we're ready for this. We're ready for this love to materialize. We're ready for this. I mean, it could be a business, it could be an art project or a relationship, doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you feel this way about it, and you feel inspired to do it, and you are doing it. You're going to take that first step on this path, and I think it's going to be really, really good. We're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top, and there's a link down below. New readings for Capricorn Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The readings are free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.